listening to The Nasty Table, the premier source for tabletop role-playing actual play. Now come on in, relax, and pull up a seat to The Nasty Table. On the last episode of 12 Gauge...
Take the trash bag over to the shower, fill it up with enough water to waterlog everything. You still with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right, we gotta get out of here.
Somebody can fly us back.
Drunken pilot, you want to ask a favor? By all means. He's not fit to fly a plane. Is it completely ludicrous to ask that someone could, maybe operate the plane, just get us back to Philly?
Yeah, we could probably spare somebody. When he gets back, he's gotta get that patched up.
Can never see what she can do, see what's right, see what's wrong, but let's stick to the story. You got hurt in a hunting accident. I don't know you.
Hi, Pierce.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, Mrs.
Hi.
Hi.
So,
Hi.
Hi. Yeah.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Gary.
Hi. Gary?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Gary.
Well, until never again. They have wild assortments now too. You can get like a Nutella one. You can get you can get Uncrustables that are like grilled cheeses.
Yeah, I saw an Uncrustable the other day. It was like this big.
Yo,
like
so I opened the box.
Super small.
I opened the box.
But I get what you're saying that they shrunk. I don't think they shrunk. I think our hands got bigger.
Really?
I literally had this whole
think?
fucking. Almost had a breakdown in my freezer the other day.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Like I don't think they were that big to
I'm gonna
begin
have to
with.
look it up.
We need
I
dimensions.
would.
When you get time, I don't. Think
I
it's
would
that
usually
pressing.
agree with that, but I do think they shrunk a little. Cause I opened the
Maybe.
box and I was like, oh, I'll eat 2 of these and save 2. I ate all 4.
The Sizzlies got smaller over time, for sure. They're on like mini bagels.
I don't know
See,
about
no,
that.
I don't think they did. I think they've been the same
I'm not gonna
size.
subscribe to that one.
Yeah. Because using that logic, the pork roll would have had to shrink too, and that just doesn't.
What
happen.
did get smaller there is this. They like changed the sizes on like the soups and stuff. They used to be a lot bigger. Like a medium used to be a large.
I just had a medium the other day, and I thought it was a
They
fair
were-
amount
it was a
of
long
soup
time
for
ago.
what I
It was a
ordered.
long
Depends how
time
much
ago.
they fill it.
I guess mine was filled to the top. The only big complaint that I have about changes in Wawa, and everybody agrees with this, is just when they changed their bread. Because when they changed their bread, it affected everything
Dog
that's on
shit,
their
dude.
deli menu.
It's not even a good hoagie anymore.
No, it's not. It's not.
You knew when they changed their bread when they stopped selling it loose.
Yeah.
You used to be able to but you used to be able to go to Wawa and buy lunch meat.
Yeah.
You buy lunch meat and you
You
can't.
can't do that anymore?
No.
I haven't
No,
been able to
no,
in
you
years.
Because
cannot.
they sliced meat there, right?
Yeah,
at
it's
one
not
point?
even.
Yeah.
It's not even like.
It used to be
lunch meat.
like a deli, like an
Yeah.
actual deli.
Yeah, you used to be able to get free
it's
condiments.
like fucking bagged like.
You can still get free condiments.
you get-
shit
Oh, you
in
can
line.
steal all those
Hand over
forks and
hand.
spoons.
That was quick as
A
fuck.
fork is not a condiment, just so we're clear.
What?
Condiments,
oh.
forks, and spoons. It was all in one.
I told Tyler you're allowed to watch Three's Company, but keep your hands where I can see them.
They're up here. They're above board.
Let's get a recap of that last
to be bigger?
session. What, your balls?
They were.
We'll get into that in a second, but let's talk about, and this is kind of,
I believe, just based on what he was telling him, he probably was in the program or was at least a friendly to the program, and I think may have gone off the rails. I don't think for most operatives that would be enough to convince them to kill a person. I think to the average person who's a part of Delta Green, especially one who's not seasoned, I think you need a more convincing story like this cult leader who is going to do it. Like I don't really think he was a cult leader. Especially because we did research on him. And a lot of times cult leaders,
Pretty open, I would think. Not open, but
they're published. In a lot of instances they're published.
was Manson? I guess Manson wrote a book right before he.
he was a prolific musician.
Yeah, he was a folk
Yeah.
singer.
Yeah.
He was really good friends with the drummer for the Beach Boys. They actually have a song that he wrote.
It is officially the end, and we're going to do a official debrief on your guys' operation, but it's the end of both your guys' operations. No shiver skills earned during either of those operations. But you guys, and I'm not going to say who it was, were this fucking close to one. This fucking close to one. And I was like gritting my teeth and like rocking back and forth waiting for it to happen, and it didn't fucking happen. This fucking close to getting one. So I guess we can kind of get into it. What we just completed was a shotgun scenario contest submission from 2011 by David Ferrari, titled Dawn of the Lambs. Now, I love this scenario. Through and through, I love this scenario. I love this scenario so much that this is the second time that I'm running it. I think that much in the way that Operation Cauliflower Ear for you two exposed you guys to certain nuances about veteran people who are in the program or involved in the program, this is much the same in that way. Veteran people who are veterans of perhaps this supernatural kind of world that you've entered into. Now, I didn't really change much because this scenario is 600 words long. Now, I've run it in the past, like I said, and I've changed stuff a lot more in the past. I find that the more you change about this scenario, the more complicated it gets. And because, truth be told, it's a very, very, very simple scenario. Go kill this guy. You know, and from there, you know, there's obviously complications and this and that, but the only thing that I did change for this scenario is that, as written, Charles Winston is supposed to beg for his life. Crying, pleading. He's a pussy. Written into it, he's a complete pussy. There's nothing about any kind of, you know, standoff, nothing about him pulling a gun on you guys at any point. I don't really like that. I like to make him a little bit more, you know, not alpha, but like a little bit more protective. And he did that. What did you guys think about the scenario?
It was tough.
There's a million ways to do it, too.
It was
a million ways
tough.
to go about it.
I think we, not in dissimilar fashion for either one of our characters, maybe tried to find too creative of a solution. Overthought it a little bit, which I think kind of goes with our characters. I guess you're saying it's really short. I imagine there's not a ton of detail. I guess for me, it just felt a little too open-ended.
I kind of like that. I mean, like I said, you guys can... I wouldn't say it's open-ended, but it's like open-beginninged. It's very clear what possibilities you guys can end at. But as far as where you guys go and how you guys get to that end point is vastly different. Now, have you guys felt any repercussions from your actions on previous operations up to this point?
No.
Not really.
That's always on the table. Delta Green as an organization may not protect you from those repercussions, or they may, you know, who can say? You go about it a different way, you have less loose ends. You go about it a different way, you have more all the way down the line. But yes, it is very, very open on how you can kind of approach the situation. Like I said, I think I said it a couple sessions ago, if you run this for 20 tables, you'll get 20 different solutions to it.
Was it written in that he had 2 children?
It was written in that he had children.
No age specified or anything?
No.
That's weird.
So, G-Cell finds themselves at the finish line of another operation, catching their collective breaths. Gallion in his home, Garfield on the stairs of a police station, and Gauze and Gonzo catching flights. Here, we attempt to see if the weight of this work can be leavened by the comforts of home, or if it's all really too much. We will begin our home scenes, our vignettes. Who wants to go first?
Spin the bottle.
You guys want to roll?
Yeah, fuck, let's roll.
You want to roll?
I don't.
What?
I think I know.
You want to hold off?
We roll a d6 and everyone take 2s.
No, we're going to roll D100s, and whoever rolls the lowest is going first.
69.
See how the plate works out for me. 43.
81.
55.
Hey.
Gauze.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Gauze.
Hi, Gauze.
Hi, Gauze.
Hi,
Hi.
Gauze.
We meet.
That's going right into the fucking lexicon.
Hi, Gauze.
Hi. Hi, detective.
Hi.
Hello, Avery. Hi. Hi, Avery.
Hi, Avery. So, after taking a call from Agent Gallion, walking him through some impromptu surgery, you board your plane, heading towards New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you do before you get on the plane, and anything that you do on the plane?
No, nothing. I'm getting on the plane. I got a one-track mind. Just trying to get home.
Okay. So, touching down, you disembark, get your luggage, and make your way out. Now, do you have anything that you want to do before we enter the main pursuit of your vignette?
I don't know if it's before or during. It can be done during.
Okay. So, what is your main pursuit for this vignette?
I'm pretty sure, and we talked, I think it's going to be studying on the case.
Staying on the case?
Or I'm not sure if it's staying on the case or studying the natural. I think it's staying on the case, personally. We can always roll at the end.
I believe it. I believe it's going to be staying on the case. Well,
We can see how it pans out and then decide at the end. Really, right?
No, you are staying on the case. Studying the unnatural to me is using one specific artifact or item and like intensely studying it, much in the way that Agent Garfield did with his metallic magnetic ball, or I'm sorry, magnetic glass ball.
Okay. So it's like an unnatural thing or like
Yes.
doing research on one
Yes,
thing.
you're not studying the unnatural, you're studying something unnatural. So for you, I believe that this would be staying on the case.
Okay.
So what do you do?
So, I guess touching down in New Orleans. First things first, I'm stopping by a little gun store.
Okay.
Picking myself up something, something to tote around.
All right, so do this for me. Roll me bureaucracy or luck.
I can re-roll the luck.
You can re-roll the luck.
can't re-roll.
You can't re-roll the bureaucracy.
Roll luck. It's a 22 on a 50.
Critical success. So there is no waiting period for firearms in Louisiana. The only thing that you're going to have to provide is going to be your driver's license. This basically was just to see whether or not the background check was going to clear by the
Right.
time you can walk in and walk out with it, and you can.
Right.
So what do you want to purchase?
A little 38 snub.
38 snub.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like I had in the club.
Ammunition as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all for
Box,
sale.
2 box.
Go for 2.
Okay.
And a couple speed loaders.
Okay. How many?
2.
2 speed loaders, 2 boxes of 38, and a 38 snub nose revolver with a wooden grip.
Hell yeah.
Easy
Silver?
enough. Yes.
Sweet. All right, then after that, kind of something I can just put in my jacket pocket.
Yep.
I'm gonna kind of roam the streets a little bit, not like the French Quarter, like the touristy part. I'm gonna get like in the guts, in the boiler room in New Orleans a little bit.
Like Treme.
Sure. Is that like where I'm looking? Like, well, I don't know. It's Treme. What's that like?
So, if your goal is what the French Quarter, what tourists think the French Quarter is,
Yeah.
it would more than likely be like Treme in that area as
All right,
well.
yeah, we'll go to Treme then.
So what? I mean, what are you doing? What is the overarching goal here?
Looking for information on that symbol that that Harry had tattooed on him. See if I can see it like graffitied anywhere. Maybe poking into some like the weird shops that sell like trinkets and baubles.
So this may take you a long time This isn't a night.
I'm only a few days. I'm getting like a hotel room.
Okay. So you rent yourself a hotel room. You begin making your way through. I would say more than likely you would begin in the French Quarter, making your way through down the various alleyways, stepping into these touristy shops. It's not long before you figure out that this probably isn't too much of what you're looking for. A lot of touristy gift stuff. Making your way further away from the I Heart NOLA t-shirts and heading more and deeper in. And I would say it probably takes you a day, 2 days, 3 days. What does this investigation look like? What are you looking for specifically? Are you asking questions or are you just observing?
I think probably the first, 80% of this time I spend there is mostly, putting out feelers. Seeing who's just, selling, little baubles, and, telling fortunes, and seeing who's, maybe seen some stuff or, knows something.
Okay, roll.
Based off my experiences with, Jolene, especially.
I'll tell you this. Roll occult for me.
Damn. 87 on 50.
It's tough for you to tell the difference because mixed in with all this touristy stuff, I mean, it's tough because voodoo, as it is a complicated and very deep cultural anchor. Being able to parse through what seems to be flashy, surface level stuff and what seems to be a little bit more deeper in its breadth is tough. But you realize, probably on this day, that for sure the French Quarter isn't what you're looking for. Moving around, heading into different shops, different spots. You don't notice any of these shops that you've been in so far contain any of the symbols that you've seen prior. Not just the specific one on Harry, but any of the ones from Operation Ideasthesia. You don't notice it written anywhere. You don't see it anywhere. Anything like that. How do you change your investigation?
I guess kind of once I realize I'm a dead end, I might start asking around about any, not events as in the fire festival, but events as in like moon phase events coming up, shit like that, something that people would be active for. Anything coming up in in a little bit.
Who do you ask? Or do you just research it independently?
I would probably ask maybe a few of the leading suspect shop owners. I didn't get a good idea of anyone really, I guess, right? But
no, but
maybe a few people who just ask around a little bit.
Sure.
Shopkeeps.
You don't come up with much, as it seems there are no, major events tied to this subculture coming up anytime soon. The one thing that you do notice is that a couple times that you've come in to this one particular shop, and it's right on the edge of the French Quarter in Tremé, where it's more like an herb shop than anything, but you see white folk walking in and out with their kids and stuff, and obviously tourists. But you've been into this shop 2 or 3 times, and every single time there's this same guy in line, and he catches your eye once the first time, twice the second time, and the third time you're walking away after asking these questions, and he kind of grabs you and he goes, "Been coming in here a lot. What are you looking for?"
You've been here a lot too.
Yeah.
What's his gaze look like? What's he like?
Roll human intelligence.
$75 on a 50.
Inquisitive. He's a middle-aged black guy. He's wearing a light brown leather coat. He's got a leather headband on, I guess. Rivets in it. But he looks like he's looking at you intently, and it is a little I mean, you don't need to pass human intelligence to know that this interaction is a little strange.
I kind of lock eyes with him, like trying to analyze all that, and there's this symbol I've kept seeing. I've been trying to track down any information on it. No one seems to know anything about it.
What does it look like?
I don't want to draw it or anything in case. Also got a 9 angled.
He rolls back his sleeve and puts out his hand towards you. Trace it on my palm.
I'll do that, yeah.
Kind of take your finger, trace the symbol on his palm. He takes it, he licks it. You're in the wrong place. You need to go further into Tremay. Corner of St. Philip and Domain.
St. Philip and Domain?
There's a blue shop. Go at night. 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right, yeah.
Tonton View will help you.
Dunlop View? Okay. Thank you.
Roll sanity.
30 on a 41.
You are going to lose 1 point of sanity as he disappears and is completely gone.
Christ.
Awesome.
Oh.
1 point's a blessing on that. It's fucking crazy.
I kind of just stumble out onto the street.
Like, are we,
Fucking-
hold on.
Are we talking like just absolutely dissolves type disappear?
He's just not there.
Okay, like
Supposed-
instantly.
Blink and he's gone.
Okay.
Jesus fuck. Yeah, I just stumble onto the street,
Bro, didn't
fucking
fade
fumble
out.
around in my jacket pocket, grab a little pill bottle, pop a gabapentin, look at the clock, the watch.
It's like midday. 12.
And I go to scope out, I guess, that blue shop on the corner of I meant to write it down.
St. Philip and Domain.
St. Philip and Domain. Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out in the daytime.
Okay, making your way, you easy enough to find, a little bit further north, actually a decent ways, maybe 7 or 8 blocks until you hit St. Philip Street.
Okay.
Making your way there, and you walk until you hit the corner where it says Domain Street. There is no blue shop here. There's not much of anything here. It looks mostly residential, but there's a lot of different houses that seem like they're like halfway in construction and out of construction.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not a shop, and definitely not a blue shop.
Okay. Hoping this guy's not fucking with me. And I guess I did have one thing I wanted to do. I was gonna do it after all this, but I guess I had kind of some downtime. Can I go to like the post office real quick?
The closest post office? Yeah.
Or like anywhere that has like a post like drop box and I can get like an envelope and fucking.
Are you walking? Did you rent a car?
It's a walkable city.
It is. It is. So, yeah.
It's French.
Easy and yeah, it is French. Easy, motherfucker. Easy enough to find a post office, yeah.
Alright. So yeah, I want to write out a little letter addressed to the elders' First Parish Church.
Okay. And what are the contents of this letter?
Contents of the letter. So I wanted to preface the whole handgun thing. I wanted to take out cash to make that transaction.
Okay, that's easy enough.
So I take out like whatever amount plus like $36, so it's like $536.79 or whatever. And so I'm making this out to Elders First Parish Church. Basic contents are: I need reimbursement for the exact amount that I took out of the ATM. I need a salary raise coming from employment, like the employment, and a bonus amount to hit in about 2 weeks total.
Is the language of this letter straightforward?
It's straightforward, as in like it'd be like mission directive almost, like straightforward. Like
Yeah,
that's
what I'm asking for.
Yes.
It's not like to whom it may concern.
Yeah, this isn't like I'm not asking. Like I'm saying I need this to happen.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I'll probably put something in like this is pertinent to program security.
Okay. Mailing that letter out.
Yeah.
Okay. It goes out.
Cool.
At this point, we're looking at like 3 o'clock.
All right, cool. Then I'll get some fire ass gumbo and take a nap.
Okay. You said you got a hotel room or a motel room for the night?
Probably a motel room.
Okay.
What number are we at?
Motel 1,
Motel. Wow.
No way.
the first one. So, waking up from your nap, it's probably about 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll just watch the sports game on the TV until, I don't know, 2 a.m. How far am I from the,
About an hour walk.
to 1:30? I'll watch some reruns of, I don't know, hockey games on ESPN 5.
Okay. So, time does pass, and eventually you make your way out of the Motel 1, walking for about an hour back into Treme.
Clutching the snub.
What else are you bringing with you?
Just like, am I bringing my gun? Probably not. Probably not bringing the gun. Actually.
Okay.
Leaving it in the hotel room.
Bringing your wallet?
Yeah, bring my wallet. Leave my car keys there. Probably just bring my wallet and me.
Okay. So, making your way back to St. Philip Street. What's that look for? Don't put any thoughts in his head if that's what you're doing.
No. It's objectively funny to me. I'm not putting thoughts in your head. It's objectively funny that like you're going out he's in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
He's going out in New Orleans at like 3 a.m. He decides he's not going to bring the gun or the car keys, but he is going to bring his wallet. It's just like a fun, like, no, I'm not going to bring the gun, but I will bring my wallet.
Yeah. Making your way out back to St. Philip Street, following it up until it hits the corner of Domain. Now, it's not hard to see in one of these vacant lots that you saw before now stands a faded baby blue colored building. It's small. Windows covered in paper. Roll occult.
Oh.
We're going to have 3 rolls here.
Occult isn't. Oh, fuck. 83 on a 50.
Roll unnatural.
These are better than I thought they would.
15 on a 0.
Roll sanity.
Do I gain anything for the failed unnatural? No. Right?
Nope.
I lost the dice. 79 on a 40.
You're going to lose 3 points of sanity.
Awesome.
As on top of all of this, the air gets chilling. There's not a soul on these streets, and now you realize there hasn't been a soul in quite some time on these streets since you've been walking. A fog is starting to develop far around the edges.
Start breathing heavy. Looking around, trying to find just a spot to just fucking bunker down like behind a trash can for a little bit. I dart into like an alleyway.
Yeah.
Just like staring at this shop.
It's small.
Just hyperventilating, just looking at it, just trying to catch any semblance of calm. I guess, do I see anything kind of moving around in there? Anything?
The only thing that you could see, and at this distance, you're probably about, I'd say 60 or so yards away from it. There are windows on the front. There is a door that looks like it's made of wood. The windows seem to be covered with some sort of paper. It's hard to tell from this distance. Excuse me. It's hard to tell from this distance.
I'm going to pop a handful of gabapentin, stand up, give one big sigh, dust myself off, and start walking towards the little blue shop.
This fog is kind of coming in closer and closer too, but it's hanging low on the ground, which is kind of odd. And you look up towards the sky above, and you can see it's speckled with stars, which is surprising considering the light pollution that you would expect. Moon, full, big. Getting closer to the shop, you can see that the windows are definitely covered in some sort of parchment. The door itself is before you, and it looks old and weathered and beaten, and like I mentioned, it's this faded baby blue color. There's no signage, there's no markings, there's nothing but a door handle.
So I stand in there on the steps of that shop. Put my hands facing up and start repeating, a piece of the soul, the body rests.
Piece of the soul, the body rests. Piece of the soul, the body rests. Muttering under your breath. You're going to lose 1 sanity and 6 willpower points. Finishing your hand motions and your mutterings, you feel weight lifted off your shoulder. 1 more deep breath. You look towards the door.
Pull the handle.
Pull the handle and you're hit with this smell. Damp wood, ash, old paper. You look inside and this shop, it looks cramped. The walls are lined with bottles of dried roots and bones and fetishes wrapped in twine. And only a few feet in, a counter. And behind it, a man. Ancient, his dark skin looks like river-worn driftwood. His eyes are completely cloudy. His head is wrapped in this red, tattered cloth, illuminated by candlelight. The space seems to only fit a patron or two, and you're really, really close to him, and you turn around quickly just to check because you didn't walk inside, but the door behind you is closed. Face to face with this man, just looking at you.
And I'm probably just looking at him for a while, unless he breaks silence in like 30 seconds. Which I imagine he doesn't.
Just staring at you.
I'm doing the same back for like a half a minute, maybe a minute. So Hello?
Le Maruqe du Banni. He sticks his finger out at you.
Like, I step forward a little bit.
And he puts his hand out, reaches for you to touch you.
I'll let him, yeah.
Grabs the side of your face and just kind of like rubs your cheek between his 2 fingers. Rubs down, touches your shoulder, and like squeezes like kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
Pulls his hand back and just kind of just goes right back to staring at you.
What was that?
He looks down, looks back up. What do you look for?
A symbol.
Le Maruqe du Banni.
You know the one I'm talking about?
He just like looks off. This look that he gives the ground is like as if he's looking towards the center of the earth, just straight down, staring intently, squints his eyes, looks back up at you, and his eyes just milky, cloudy. You've seen it.
A few times now.
That much is true. But you don't know what's marked you.
Has it? What?
He leans forward and just like taps the counter.
But I put my hand on the counter?
Puts his hand on top of your hand. Just stops for a second. Where have you seen it?
Most recently in Maine. Tattooed on the corpse of a dead man.
A mark for man. No. No, my son. This mark is burned on those who run.
Run from what?
Not from here. Not from there, but from a place with no more air. Takes his hand off your hand and reaches under the counter and puts down what looks like white powder. Just kind of starts scraping it around. And he draws that symbol. And it has come to my knowledge at this table, we've talked about this symbol time and time again. We don't have any representation of it. This is the particular symbol that I am referring to. You may keep this on the table. Finishes drawing this symbol in this powder and then brushes it away. Door swung wide. Path erased, a debt unpaid, a home displaced. Taps back on the counter. They wear it marked upon their skin to keep the gates from opening.
So he was some kind of keeper of... I'm sorry, I don't understand that.
He smiles. Some call them wanderers. Some say they lost. Some say they never paid the cost. What's left behind must find a way. A coin to spend. A price to pay. Points over towards one of the counters off to the side, just like this small counter beneath some shelves. You see sitting on it is a small metal coin etched with this symbol, and it's almost like propped up on one of those things that would hold like a small picture frame.
Never paid with what? Like one of these? What is that?
He motions towards it. No gold. No weight of kings. Token spent for stranger things. A debt. Record a favor owed. Promise made from days and old.
You pick up the coin.
Do you do that?
I'll start walking towards you.
No, don't take too quick.
No?
What tends to stay, these things tend to stick. Nods with his mouth open. You have one too. Though not in hand. It's in your blood. It's in your land. If you keep looking, mind my grace, you may find the things embrace.
So I need to find one of these. Where do I start?
You chase a shadow, deep and wide, but son, that shadow's on your side. Le Marque du Banni. This one we know, but others exist where exiles go.
So I find one of these, I get rid of the mark, and then I'm okay. What's gonna happen if I don't?
I name them not. I turn my cheek to say their name will make them speak. They whisper low. They hum. They call. Silence keeps us safe from all.
Okay.
Leave now.
Okay. Okay. And I kind of like stumble on my way out, fucking jostle against the counters and get out, like you said.
Stumble out, make your way out. You hit the door opens, you turn around, roll sanity as the building is gone.
Sweet. 36 on a 36.
36 on a 36?
Yep.
Success. You're not going to lose any points of sanity, but I need you to roll sanity for me one more time.
Hell yeah. 36 on a 36.
36 on a 36. This time you are going to lose 1 point of sanity as you wake up in your motel room bed. Sun shining through the window.
And I throw the covers off. Am I wearing my shoes?
Yes.
Is my wallet in my pocket?
Yes.
Anything else? My keys, my gun?
Tap your sides. No, but you reach in your inside jacket pocket. You feel something there.
What is it? I grab it out.
Grab it out. It's kind of like, it makes like a weird, like, scratching noise. You pull it out. It looks like it is a drawn, like a string drawn small bag. Burlap, maybe.
What's in the bag?
Open up the bag. Nothing odd. It seems like it's like powder and some like dried leaves or something. You're not sure.
Powder and dried leaves.
It smells kind of good, like potpourri. So what do you do?
And it's what, the next morning?
You don't know. Check your phone.
What's
Seems like that
time is
tracks.
it?
Yes, it is the next morning.
I go down to the front counter, front desk.
Okay.
And what time is it exactly? On my phone, like, what time is it exactly?
It is exactly 8:36 a.m.
8:36. 3. Okay. Is there anyone at the front counter?
Yeah, you step in and you see the person that checked you in. It's like an older lady. Looks like she's, sorting through some paper. Mail, maybe. Opening it up.
Hey, good morning.
Can I help you?
Yeah, did you see me walk in last night? This morning? A few hours ago, maybe?
I can't say I did, no.
How long have you been here?
Since about 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Okay. Sorry, I think I might have just had a weird dream. I don't know what's going on. All right, thank you.
Sure thing.
Bye. And I fucking go back up to my room.
Bye, Gauze.
Bye, Gauze.
Back up to your room.
Back to my room, long shower. Trying to rinse off the confusion. But I think I've stomached enough that I can possibly get out of New Orleans. I think. I mean, like, speaking like a little meta, like I'm at my breaking point almost, nearly. So I feel like
Well, that's not particularly. I mean, I wouldn't even say.
I would probably feel that. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I've like. That's probably, I can probably feel it. I'm not like in an operation.
Yeah.
I can probably just go home.
Okay. So
And cut my losses, basically. Well, not I gained quite a bit, but
yeah. So what I need you to do, because this is essentially going to be the guts of it, and I believe you did stay on the case. You are going to reduce a non-Delta Green bond by 1.
okay. Okay. Got it.
And now you are going to gain 1d6 minus 3 sanity.
Okay.
I'm going to roll it for you.
Okay.
Did you hear what I said?
1d6 minus 3. Oh, fuck.
Meaning there's a chance that you lose sanity.
All right.
You're not going to lose any sanity. You're not going to gain any sanity.
Perfect.
So, I want to ask you, what do the next 5.5 months look like? 23 weeks.
What is it, the spring? We're in
May,
May,
yeah.
right?
Stepping into June.
May to October.
Specifically, I'm asking what you were doing until November 5th.
Yeah, so I mean, I got my raise at work, you know, took on a little extra job, got a bonus from it. That's what the letter was about. Basically just trying to hang out and try to be fucking normal for like a little bit and just enjoying it as it lasts. And maybe around like that 4-month mark, like maybe they won't call back. Maybe I'm done, you know, maybe I'm retired.
So I'm going to tell you a couple of things. First of all, when you get home, your son and wife, everything's copacetic, everything seems above boards. Even if you like spend some time to really monitor your son, it seems fine. Additionally, your wife mentions that Jolene called to let you know that Jean-Louis Boudoir had passed.
No.
That's what she says. Jolene does not contact you again at any point during this, unless you, for some reason, visit her. But other than that, everything else with you and your bonds are copacetic. And I would say that Big Squirty, your requests are granted.
Cool.
What that looks like for you, I'm going to leave it up to you. I trust you that you are not going to give yourself something ridiculous.
It's enough to keep the fucking wife off my back, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
Say, like, I'm getting a raise for doing all this, getting a bonus for, like, doing these jobs.
Yep.
The deposit for, like, the gun transaction was for a hotel room. I got a reimbursement check for that.
Anything else specific that you do during your downtime for 5.5 months?
I give my condolences to Jolene for Mr. Boudoir, of course.
Over the phone?
I would probably visit. I don't want to get into that whole kit and caboodle right now.
I gotcha, but you would stop by?
I would
Fox
probably
funeral.
stop by, yeah, Fox funeral.
She does.
She probably does it.
She gives it. She specifically asks you to come out to a lake on her property and does a full Viking funeral
That's
for
what I imagined.
Jean-Louis Boudoir.
But Viking funeral was awesome as well.
Roll alertness though for me.
Yeah. That was a 9, I think. So that makes it a 99.
99 critical
32.
Critical fail. Okay. So anything else specific that you do?
No.
So
Oh, sorry, yeah. I would just pack out my kit with a little more trauma stuff.
what specifically?
Like quick clot, dressings, more suture stuff. You know, so if someone's dog got shot.
So we would say for all intents and purposes, well, no, it's not flavor. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
So right now, the kit that you had was for general first aid, light stuff. Are we making a combat-ready trauma kit?
All thing I'm adding is like 2 chest seals, a few rolls of quick clot, and maybe like some more sutures.
Liquid stitch?
That's what quick clot kind of is.
Is it?
Well, no, quick clot's the shit you shove down in the wound, I think.
Yeah.
Where's the powder? That's the powder you pour on this.
Oh,
so it clots it
yeah.
up. Yeah, so I'll get the powder. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But eventually, you do receive notification from a familiar church. And I'm not going to tell you what it reads yet, because I'm going to wait until everyone else gets it.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
So, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Hi, Gallion. Hi, Pierce.
Hi, Pierce.
Hi, Pierce. Hi, Gary.
Hi.
Hey, Pierce.
Hi, Pierce.
Hello. Go upstairs.
Go to your room.
So, shortly after Gonzo leaves, you're still kind of outside after seeing him off. What do you do?
Quiet. I walk back inside. Shut the door. Lock it. Kind of throw my hands up like,
We can do.
Hi.
So Lily is actually in the middle of what looks like cleaning up whatever happened in here. She's like throwing the gauze into the trash can and all that kind of stuff. She looks up and she just kind of like drops her shoulders, drops what she's doing, and closes the distance kind of quickly and embraces you in a hug. Cool. What was that?
Him?
Yes, him.
I met him on the Greyhound home. I was originally going to fly, but like I said, I couldn't get a flight early enough. I'd gotten done when I needed to get done. I thought I'd surprise you, get home a day early. And I don't know. I felt horrible for the guy. Like, you saw his leg. He was using a broomstick as a splint. What? And he was getting more and more drunk, and I just, for whatever reason, I did not trust that he was going to get the help he needed. And he was very adamant that he was told he needed to get help immediately. He said he was a military veteran. He didn't seem homeless. He seemed clean. He just seemed like he got the short end of the stick, no pun intended.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I'm glad we could help him, at least.
Yeah, frankly, I hope I never see that guy again.
Yeah. Well, he seemed nice.
No, very. I mean, like I said, when he was sober, he was a delight to be around.
Listen, I know you got my text from earlier that there's some stuff that we really need to fucking talk about.
I couldn't agree more. I have a lot, I want to get off my chest. I was actually thinking about, I know we haven't really started getting to the nitty-gritty of wedding planning, but just, career-wise and personally-wise, I might benefit from a little bit of therapy, and, if you wanted to maybe go the route of couples therapy with me, maybe you could be there to help me sort through some of these issues.
She looks confused. What the fuck are you talking about?
I feel like I'm chasing ghosts with my career and still being involved in my studies from college, and I want to be more present here, but I can't fight this urge to want to go and do more. And
she looks like really confused. Pierce, not everything's fucking about you. What do you think I'm upset about?
That I had to go away again.
Really? Pierce, I lost my fucking job.
What?
I got laid off. I lost my job. That's what we needed to talk about. I don't give a fuck if you're going out, doing your whatever work trips. Why do you think in a million years I would ever care about that?
Why wouldn't you just tell me that then?
I'm not going to send you that over text.
I've been sweating about this for the past
Well, yeah, you should be. I don't know how we're going to fucking pay the bills. Yes, you should be sweating about that. They cut back the delivery ward. They wanted to transfer some people over, and I was last in, first out. Me, 14 other fucking nurses. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I can. I mean, look, we have a little bit of money in savings. I have a little bit of savings. We probably have a little bit of time. We live in the city. There's a ton of different hospitals. Private practice. We can work. We can find you a place to work.
I don't know if we're going to be able to in the time that it will take us to blow through those savings, because you know how long it took me to get the job where I had it, and now I just all of this stuff, and I can't believe you thought I was mad about you traveling. Why would I ever fucking care about that?
I haven't been home a lot lately, and I assume that...
Pierce, it's been like 3 times.
Yeah, but when you text me as I'm leaving that we have some things we need to talk about, what else am I to assume?
That we have some things that we need to talk about. Not everything is... Oh my god. Order a pizza. I need to go take a bath.
We can't afford the bills, but we can afford pizza.
We can afford a pizza because I'm not fucking cooking, Pierce. She storms upstairs.
I order a pizza.
What kind of toppings?
For delivery or pickup?
I'm picking it up. I'm going for a walk.
Yeah, order right from the fucking doghouse.
Yeah, I'm ordering from Bomino's.
Bomino's?
Yeah.
Bomino's pizza?
I'm getting meatball, doggy. Meatball pizza.
So, ordering this pizza, picking it up, any other conversations that happened with Lily tonight, which she seems to have cooled off a little bit, but she does reiterate time and time again that she doesn't mind you taking time away. If you have to travel, it's work. She understands, she gets it. But she does seem very, 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 very worried about the financials of it. Roll human intelligence.
61 on a 53.
61 on a 53. There's something she's not telling you, you think, but you can't really piece together what it is. Something, I don't know. She's biting her tongue on something. But I guess you're right. We'll just figure it out. I don't know if I should do fucking that stay-in home stuff to just fill it in. You know, the old people that need help getting their backs scrubbed or whatever. You know, something just in between. But I don't know.
Yeah. No, like I said, we'll figure it out.
The night ends. You guys, you know, bed down for the night. What does the next 5.5 months look like? I'm more so because it is a lot of time. If there's anything specific that you want to do, or you know what the general vibe of your time off is, and then obviously what pursuit you're looking to do.
Yeah. So I think in that span of time, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, like how things were before all this unfolded. I'm also trying to kind of walk that line of after work, I'm spending some time going back to my research from college, looking into that stuff, not too extensively, just trying to connect dots to make it not seem overly sketchy. And then I literally am going to go to therapy, just not share truthfully.
Okay, so you are actually going to get a therapist?
Yes.
And I will say that the more time that you spend, you know, close to Lily and more continued talk about the financial stuff, she does reveal that one of the main things that I'm worried about dipping into savings and me being out of work is that we're just pushing the date back further and further and further and further. And I don't know if it's a surprise to you, but I really want to fucking marry you. And this whole thing just came at an awful time, and I don't want us to keep putting that off.
So why don't we just do it?
Because we want to do the whole thing. We want, you know, my family.
Yeah, but if what you're looking for is that commitment and that bond, we can go to the courthouse tomorrow if you want, and then we can celebrate when we have the money. No one has to know.
Roll persuade.
Four on a 40. Roll marriage. Fuck yeah.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, why not?
Should we do it?
Let's do it.
My parents are going to kill me.
My uncle's gonna kill me. No one has to know. We keep the certificate safe. It's one less step when we decide to have it.
Let's go.
Right,
Let's do it now.
Okay.
Don't change. Wear that I'm with stupid shirt. Roll sanity.
Oh. 80 on a 62.
Fail. The two of you make your way to the courthouse. She is giddy and excited, pulling on your sleeve as you guys step up, file the paperwork, go through a quick, cheesy ceremony officiated by some nobody, share a kiss, and you look at her, and it just kind of hits you for a second that this is just further solidifying something I could lose, something that can be used against me, something weighing on me. The line of work that you are in now and this moment, brief, fleeting, nice and beautiful, but fleeting, those two worlds cannot coexist. You're not going to lose any sanity, but you're not going to gain any either. But you now have a wife. Can you please add a wife to your inventory?
Add a wife to the inventory. I have a doily and a wife in my inventory.
So, going to therapy, not sharing truthfully.
Yes.
Go through the process, find yourself a decent therapist in network.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'm going university route, available to the employees.
Okay, all right. Going through HR, getting your, what do they call it? The healthcare services.
On campus, mental health, yeah. They're usually a little bit more lenient with meds, or usually,
Okay. All right, so going through that process, I want to know, and we don't have to role play the entire interaction, but I want to know specifically, how are you expressing the issues that you're facing?
I'm expressing them through intrusive thoughts. Intrusive thoughts of being in dangerous scenarios. What if this were to happen while I was at work? What if this were to happen while I was at home? I had a dream last night that this stuff happened. It's all intrusive thoughts. It's all things that I'm leading the therapist to believe I'm conjuring up in my head as worst case scenarios. Things I'm panicking about, but things that I've actually gone through. How would you interpret it? How does someone cope with that when they go through it?
All right, so the roll that we make for this is either you roll luck, which I know your eyes rolled so far in the back of your head. I know maybe an issue. Or we will roll the therapist psychotherapy score, which I have listed here as a generated therapist that I use for any of these interactions.
Totally fine.
Do you want to do luck or do you want to do the psychotherapy? You can re-roll luck. I'll tell you this. These are the pros and the cons. If it is a fumble, critical fumble, you're going to lose 1 sanity. If it's a regular fail, you're not going to lose any sanity. You're not going to gain any sanity. If it's a success, you're going to gain 1d4 sanity. And if it is a critical success, you're going to gain 4 sanity. And a disorder goes into remission. And you're also going to get a new bond with the therapist. But you don't have any disorders, so...
What do you think, boys? Should I roll luck? Should I push my luck for another day?
To college. You have luck.
Try Dr. Phil.
I'm gonna roll luck.
That's crazy.
Roll luck.
Let's do it. Look at us. It's a 79 on a 24.
Do you want to take a regular fail?
Yeah.
You're going to just take a regular fail?
I'm gonna take a regular fail.
Okay. It is shallow responses. The therapist seems present, but almost as if like they're going in the wrong direction. You're trying to reel them back. And like, well, these thoughts we have and these anxieties that we feel about these thoughts are blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no. Like, how would somebody like do. But they're not connecting with that. Tell me more. Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
But it is ultimately, at the end of the day, not helpful. And you feel like a waste of time.
Okay.
And you probably realize that maybe 2 or 3 months into seeing this therapist and seeing them regularly and going through it, but you're welcome back anytime.
Thanks.
Given discharge papers, and it would be easy to get back in this process at any point.
Cool. I guess the only other thing I want to do during this time span is I want to keep relatively close tabs on Uncle Rob.
Oh, I would say as well, from this, you are going to have to reduce a non-Delta Green bond by 1.
Sorry, Toots. I'm spending after work hours at the therapist's office. No problem. Nah, I guess I wouldn't. I just want to keep tabs on Uncle Rob, see if he's still dreaming about the flag.
You can call him up.
Yeah, I'll call him up.
For the sake of not beating it to death, he mentions the flag again, and he gives you the description of it. He says he's still looking into it. He's following a lead. He said that last time he talked to you, he mentioned that he was going to follow up with somebody who was overseas at that time that may have had a lead on it. He's meeting with another group of different kind of historians and collectors He mentions one of them is a Freemason, which he kind of underlines at a point and like kind of like lets that word hang in the air for a little too long, and then continues what he's saying, basically that he's still investigating this flag, but he feels really, really good about the leads that he's digging up.
Okay.
He also makes it a point to ask about what you're looking into and stuff like that, and also just like notably trying to connect with you on specific historical things, like things that he remembers you being interested in as a kid.
Yeah.
He's like, you still into cowboys and those engines and stuff like that, and it is kind of nice, and it does make you remember, you know, good memories from growing up and stuff like that.
Cool.
Are you going to work regularly?
Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned, you know, you're just kind of studying a little bit of the stuff that you were studying in college here and there.
Looking into those various symbols and coins.
What's weird is the more that you're looking into this stuff, there are works cited that you have seen physically as well as digitally before that aren't there anymore. Not all of them, but a few that you remember. You're like, I know that there was a picture taken
by this
from a
author or whatever.
There was a dig site and they found this. I know that was there, but it's not there anymore. It's not the case with every single one. You're still able to
Just
find references there, but some, and you definitely notice that.
Specifically, like the older or more recent texts.
There is no rhyme or reason.
Okay.
There's like a study from 2006 that's been wiped, and then there's also like a reference from like 1986 that's been wiped too.
Okay. Because some of the stuff was like, I think in the backstory was like pretty ancient.
Yes.
Like no rhyme or reason. Like, hey, we found this, and we didn't really know what it was.
Yes. Yeah. There, like I said, there is no rhyme or reason to what has been scrubbed here. And there's a day where you're sitting at your desk, and you see an email pop up in the bottom right corner. It's August 16th. It is an email from Stacy McNair at rolloverpetgrooming.com.
Okay.
Subject is update on Dennis, grooming appointment 8/16/2019.
Okay. Open it.
Gotta pay your tolls, man.
Dude, the picture's so funny. What time of the day is it?
It's about midday.
Yeah, 11:47 a.m.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna page the reception desk.
Yeah.
I'll say, hey, get a little bit of a headache. I'm gonna try and get an early lunch, see if I can settle it. Can you bypass any calls for the next like half hour, 45?
Sure thing. You want me to let them know that you left early or that you're unavailable?
No, I'll be back. I'm just taking a quick lunch. I won't be more than, I don't know, an hour.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Look up at your email from the inbox to deleted to trash in a microsecond. And the email's gone.
Weird.
After you internalized it, memorized it.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to hop out on the city streets. Wait, this is where I work. So I'm just going to go to this library.
Yeah.
Walk around campus.
Take a walk around campus, looking around. You do see the J.W. England Library.
I'm going to head in.
Head inside. Librarian, who you've probably interacted with
Yeah.
before.
Joyce, how are you?
Hey, Pierce.
I was going to get some lunch. I just wanted to check out a few books.
Anything I can help with?
No. Thanks, though.
Okay, let me know. Give me a shout.
All right, I'm going to head nonchalantly looking at the various sections to the north wall.
Walking up to the north wall, there's rows and rows and shelves of books lining all the walls here. Making your way up to the north wall, which is actually a large window which looks further into the campus.
Fourth shelf.
Making your way, taking one step back.
What section of the library am I in?
Fiction.
Oh, interesting. All right. 813-5419.
Dewey decimaling it, making your way through. You come upon a spine that reads Blood Meridian.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pull it out.
Pull out a book written by Cormac McCarthy.
Does it look recently read, dusty?
No, looks relatively new, if anything.
Okay. New label on it?
Check the back now.
Oh, okay. Open up to the interior cover.
Yep.
Flip the first couple pages. But it's a novel.
It is a novel.
So
yes.
There's no table of contents. It's a novel. Chapters.
There is a table of contents that just has like chapter titles.
Okay. Page 104.
Skipping through. There's a folded note in the book.
I kind of look around. Is anybody else in the library?
No, you're alone for the most part. There was some people towards the front that seemed to be studying at desks.
Can I get into the interior of the... Is it like one of those university ones where the shelves kind of like slide across, or is it normal bookshelving?
Just normal bookshelves.
All right, then I'll just kind of like get in between, and I'm going to take the note and slide it in my pocket.
Slide it in your pocket. Close the book.
Yep. Throw it back on the shelf.
Yep.
I'm going to head over to... I'll head over to nonfiction.
Okay.
Want to look at natural history section, if there is one.
Yes.
New arrivals.
No new arrivals.
Damn.
But I would say the last time you checked it was probably maybe like a month or so ago.
All right. Then I'm just going to leave, and I'll tell Joyce, hey, I was just seeing if there were any new arrivals in natural history.
You want me to shoot you an email if we do get any?
Yeah, that'd be great. You still have my work email?
Yeah.
Would you mind taking down my personal?
Sure thing. What is it?
It's P.
Diddy is cool at
Piedmont 1989
1989
at netzero.net.
netzero.net. Yeah, I'll shoot you an email.
Thanks. Just say it. I don't usually check the work email after like 5 or 6.
Gotcha.
All right. And then I'm going to get outside.
Yep.
I want to go to a food cart.
Okay.
Get something small. Like, since it's early, they're probably still doing breakfast sandwiches. I get like stupid breakfast sandwich.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll.
Yeah. And a Snapple.
Salt, pepper, ketchup. Easy enough.
And then I'm going to head down to one of the various like bench seating areas.
Yeah, there's some that have like umbrellas set up too.
All right. I'm going to set my food down and I'm going to pull out the note.
Pull out the note.
What's weird is I know this address. But okay. Probably get this done before this afternoon. I'm going to call into my extension.
Sure.
For my personal phone.
Bring, 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 bring. Hi, this is reception. Pierce Claremont is unavailable at this moment. Can I take a message?
Hey, it's Pierce.
Oh, hey, Pierce.
Yeah, my headache's not getting much better. I think I might actually call it for a day.
Okay, you want me to forward your calls anywhere or just take messages?
No, just take messages for me, and if you don't mind, could you just throw in like 4 hours of sick time? I probably already worked a half day anyway. I just don't want, them cracking down on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that cleared with Kathleen though.
All right, I'll just submit it from my laptop when I get home.
Okay.
Thank you.
See ya. Feel better.
Thanks.
Click.
All right. I'm probably... Let's see, where am I? I'm probably like 15 blocks away. I'll hop on the nearest subway and I'll take it over to... We don't need to get into the semantics of it.
No.
It'll probably be like a 5-block walk from the last train stop that I can take. It'll probably be the trolley.
Yes.
And then I'll walk from there.
Okay. Walking directly to this address.
That's correct.
Okay. Making your way to Walnut Street. Stepping down and you can see people walking, cars passing by, people yelling at other people from windows. Until approaching, you can see a 2-story building. Chipped, faded orange stucco. There's a mural that's painted on it, and it's like weathered and fading. Depicts a jungle. But adjoined to the right side of this building, there's a playground with slides and benches and swings and about a dozen or so children running around playing. Glass door beneath a hanging sign that reads Daffin Preschool and Childcare. And as you pass by, just looking through the glass door, you can see there's a messy desk at the back of a waiting area. There's like these cracked leather padded chairs placed in like this waiting area, almost like randomly just placed. Even before entering, you can see that the desk at the back has this older woman that's sitting behind it. Looks like she's going through some mail. A few steps lead up to this glass door.
Is it safe to assume that it's winter, right?
No, we're actually in August.
Oh. Take my name tag off and like tuck it away, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Inconspicuous. How you doing?
You walk inside.
Oh, I thought
I was describing it from outside of the
Oh, I'm
outside
sorry.
of the
Yes,
door.
I walk inside.
Walk inside. Hello.
Hi.
How can I help you?
I was wondering, do you offer piano lessons?
Yes. For children or for the adults?
I kind of look around for a second. Is there anyone else in the lobby?
You see a couple people behind you, like sitting at the desk. It looks like that one person is reviewing some brochure with another person, but maybe out of earshot. Maybe, you're not sure.
All right, I'll just kind of like move toward the desk and like put my hands on, and I'll just go, neither.
She just kind of like looks up at you for a second, and like these sullen, sunken eyes that give way into like this listless, empty expression, just completely void of all emotion. She looks up at you. The basement. She stands up. Follow me.
I'll follow her.
Following her, guides you to a metal door that's down this short hallway, and at this point there's no one else around. She reaches for it, opens it, and steps in. Motions for you to enter.
Enter.
It's a fairly large storage closet with metal racks and various like stationery supplies. Also like binders, construction paper, pencils, but also like large cans, like tinned food. You see canned tomatoes, canned vegetables, and like broth. But to the back of the room, there's a metal door that's painted red, and it's chipped and rusting. And she looks towards you and has a key in her hand that has a red tag coming off of it. She sticks it out to you.
I grab it. Is the key labeled?
It is not. She says, lock it behind you, lock it when you leave, and leave it with me at the front.
You got it.
Avoiding eye contact as she exits out and closes the door.
All right. Do I see a label on the door?
You do not.
All right. Then I'm going to go to the door. I'll open it up.
Unlock it, open it, an unlit, small room, probably about 10 feet by 10 feet, concrete flooring, and a hole, probably about 4 feet in diameter, in the center. The light from the previous room kind of spills into this one, but there's also a light switch on the wall on the inside here, closest to the door that you're entering from.
Hit the light switch.
Click. Lights up around the room, and you can see light now spilling out from the hole in the center of the ground here.
Is there anything else in this room?
Nothing. Concrete walls, concrete floor, looking up to see concrete ceilings with rebar sticking out of it.
Do I have signal on my phone?
You do.
Okay. What time is it now?
At this point, we're probably looking at maybe like 12:30, 12:45.
God, that's it. All right. I'm going to hop down the hole.
Hopping down the hole, you stop yourself as you see that it's actually a ladder.
Oh.
That extends down very, very far. Lights line it, and you can see the bottom. But it probably goes down maybe like 50 or 60 feet down.
Holy shit. All right. There's some hesitancy.
Do you lock the door?
Yeah.
Lock the door?
Yeah. As I'm locking the door, I'm kind of thinking I might actually take a couple minutes here.
Okay.
During that time while I still have service, can I look up the hours of the building that I'm in?
The hours of the building that you're in, it looks like that they're open from 6 to 6. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
The Daffin Preschool and Childcare.
Yeah. All right, 6 to 6. All right. Kind of take a couple deep breaths, kind of mentally prepare myself, and I'm gonna hop on the ladder and start climbing down.
And it's awkward because the ladder doesn't extend out of this hole.
Yeah.
So you almost have to like get on like your knees and then like scooch back to get on the first couple of rungs to make your way out. And the rungs are like too close together. So as you're going down, you're skipping like 3 at a time. It's a very uncomfortable situation. And as you begin descending down, it's really, really uncomfortable because like your elbows are almost scratching against the edges of the concrete here. And to be clear, this tube that goes down, completely concrete, but you make your way down regardless. You land in a small, cramped concrete room, and your ears like are starting to feel pressure, like popping a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's stairs that lead off to the left. This room is a little bit smaller than the one that you actually started in, and there's cracks in the concrete down here, and they're seeping these thin, trickling streams of water. Stairs to your left, you kind of just look over, and it looks like they only go down 5 or so feet into what looks like a much larger room.
All right, I'll go into the room.
Stepping down the stairs, it dumps out, and the concrete transitions to green shag carpet. The room you're in now is pretty large, wood paneled walls. It looks like a 70s styled office, except there's not much furniture. The only thing that you see here is a single desk next to a standing fax machine. You can see even from this distance on that desk, there's like a coffee mug with a bunch of pens in it. But to the back of the room, there's 3 doors, and they are marked with like this very ornate looking gold embossed lettering. Very large numbering. One reads 1, one reads 2, and one reads 3. The doors look heavy. They're like metal.
All right, I'm gonna go over to the fax machine.
Walk over to the fax machine, and as you get closer, you can see next to each of these doors, to the left of these doors, there's like these big red metal switches. They look like hand-pulled, like lever switches.
Mm-hmm.
Walk over to the fax machine itself. It's simple, inconspicuous. It's kind of weathered, like yellowed a little bit.
All right,
There's a sheet of paper laying upside down on top of it.
I'm grabbing the paper. Is there a chair at the desk?
There is not.
So it's just a desk.
Just a single standing desk, and now that you're close enough to it, you can see that the coffee mug reads "Another Day in Paradise." And there's a bunch of pens and pencils and a Sharpie in there as well.
All right, I'm grabbing the paper, and I'm going to put it down on the desk. I'm going to review the paper.
As Agent Gallion investigates mysterious orders given to him under mysterious circumstances, and the rest of G-Cell awaits the completion of their own vignettes, that's where we're going to pick up next session.
Thank you for listening to this installment of 12 Gauge, a Nasty Table production.